Right guys and girls, here we go. So carrying on with Derek's, as you can see, it's out. The engine is out and the engine is there. All right, so it's on the engine stand. So we done that last night. So me, Laura and Mike. We'll introduce you to Mike. He's the new member of the MJP team. Yeah, we'll get him on camera. He's not camera shy at all. So yeah, we'll do that shortly, and then I'll introduce him. And yeah, it's pretty awesome at the moment. Welcome to MJ Performance. Mike's cracking bloke, knows his stuff, and very much like me, so which is really good, because that's what you want. You know, we think alike, you work the same sort of work ethic, and yeah, he can't wait to get involved in all this side of it. We got the bread and butter side of it, but he can't wait to get involved in the performance side of it, whether that be forward or the VAG stuff. So yeah, so that's to come later. So obviously we'll update you on that. Anyway, so back to Derek, as you can see. So big hole there, as we've said. So all the bits around here that you can see. So this is all the stuff that we've taken off it. I'll just keep it all together. I know where it is then. Now the intercooler we touched on before, that's looking a bit tired. So we'll freshen that up. The subframe nut, we'll freshen all that up. It's going to have a front and rear uprated roll bar kit with the drop links and all that sort of stuff. The drop links have had it anyway. I had to, you know, just like snap one of them off the ball joint to get it off. Because it was C-solid, I couldn't get it off. But being replaced anyway. So radiator, that's been replaced for a Pro Alloy one. Still got the original rad in it. We'll upgrade that. Gearbox will be fully overhauled. So with the front transfer box, that'll be fully overhauled. So it doesn't matter that it's a bit grubby. You know, it's had a little weep there from maybe the turret housing there, look, but again, doesn't matter because all that will be checked. Darren, our gearbox specialist, will do that, having a quaif diff put in it, carbon synchro kit, and all that will come back like super fresh. All right, so that's that side of it. Back onto Roxy. Oh, by the way, that's the original. So it's got a dual mast. So this was running MSD 420, still with the original dual mast. There's quite a lot of play in that. I don't know if I can do it on here because I don't want it falling over, but I've just took it off and put it there for a minute so then it's easier for me to pick it off instead of trying to pick it up off the floor. But yeah, there's a bit of play in that. I can actually, if I move it, can I? Yeah, I can. Yeah, so as you can see, look, there's quite a bit of play in that, and there's the vertical there's vertical movement, lateral movement, obviously. So it's yeah. Look, dual mass flywheels. Look, they don't like putting too much. They're not designed for loads of power and torque, are they? So the more you put through it, the more they dislike it. So that's why we're hoofing that out, and it'll have the same as what Richard's got, same as what Phil's has got, same as what Roberts had. Roberts had. So we're good friends with Ben at TTV Racing. So we'll have go for the steel billet lightweight flywheel, and then we'll go for the twin plate clutch. Whether we go for the ceramic material, which would be the paddle clutch, or the organic material, we don't know yet. So we'll talk to Derek about that, the owner of the car, and see what he wants to do. But would probably end up putting the ceramic paddle plates in it, more heavy duty. All right. So anyway, so I'm just in the midst of taking this apart. So just took all the tension off the fan belt and all that sort of stuff. We'll go around. Obviously, we'll dot around. I'll take the fuel rail off. That'll all come off. So I'll start stripping stuff off. You know, the oil filter housing with the cooler. You know, vac servo and DI pump and all that sort of stuff. turbo. We'll get that off because that's a big lump. You don't want to be trying to spin it around on the engine stand with it all built up like that. It's a bit of a lump. Yeah, and then we'll get the rock cover off. We'll get the cams out and all that sort of stuff. And then pull the timing cover off and chain and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's just lovely when you're on an engine stand, because it just makes it so much easier to do, and then any fluids or whatever just drop down in a drip tray. Like I say, you can spin it over on a faux lump, but you just got to be a bit careful because it's weighty and it'll want to just like quickly pick up momentum and and spin around quickly. So it's not going to spin around all the way by itself, obviously, but you need a cut view really to take the weight and just gently spin it around. But yeah, so I'm just going to start old strippity, and yeah, we'll continue it soon. See you in a bit. Right, guys and girls, you join me in the spray booth room, whatever you want to call it. This is where what we're using at the moment to prep and paint the engine blocks and other things as well. You can see lots of things are all covered up just to stop it getting covered in overspray. Yeah, there's lots of things in here, but we use this anyway because we just prop it up on the centre barrel there and crack on. So this block is the 2 litre closed deck blocks of Derek's, the Mark III Focus RS from Ireland that we're doing, if you've been following us on the build on this. So just thought I'd do a quick vid. So over the weekend I was here doing the painstaking job of masking it up with the low-tack 3M tape, which is, yeah, just really boring, to be honest. But you've got to do it, and you've got to make sure that you've got all the bits done that you want to get masked up. So as we wander around, look, so this block's already been checked and tested by Pete Willis, our engine machinist. And yeah, it's all ready to go to this stage. After Pete's done, he's always resurfaced the top, resurfaced the bottom, everything's been checked on it in green light to go. So but yeah, so this is, I use the 2K etching primer on this. So it's had 4 coats, this one we just moved around off there. So yeah, it's had 4 coats of etching primer. That's just the top load, that's just my mask that I use. Obviously you don't really want to be spraying paint without a mask, really. Well, you can do what you want, but it's not, I wouldn't, because you want to really you don't want that going into your intake, do you? Your lungs and your throat, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, so this is going to be having the same colour as what Phil had and what Robert had, which is the well, it's sky blue, but it's like grabber blue, so it's like a non-metallic nitrous blue, basically. That's what he wants. So I'll put a light dusting coat on that first, just to key it all in, and then we'll just build it up and build it up. Probably 5 or 6 coats of the 2K. It'll come out, super duper glossy, and then we'll leave it for a couple of days to harden up before I start assembling it. The only tricky thing is with this is any sort of like paint spraying, and when you've got all these nooks and crannies and all these like crevices and whatever that you've got to try, ledges where you've got to try and fill in, so you've got to make sure that you get in all them little areas, so it looks even. And the most important thing with this is just have patience with it, because if you try and like load it all on in one hit, that's not going to be it. It'll look awful. You'll start getting runs everywhere. So you got to just put one little like dusting coat on, go away for half an hour, come back, and then on with the next one. It is really, it's a very, very time consuming, but the end product, when you demask it all, looks really, really good. So, and then we've got our own engine tags to go on it for the engine number. This will be MJP 004. So they're made for us, Julian done at Proform. Some cracking stainless tags, all engraved. So looks pretty cool, but we'll show you that later. But yeah, that's all it was, just so we can include this as part of the vid journey on Derek's, and then you'll see it as it goes, So I don't know if I'll probably video it when I'll put a couple of coats on it, just so you can see what it looks like with it taken to it, and then what it looks like finished. So pretty cool. Right, I'll need to crack on and get that rattle can going. See you in a bit.